Good morning, students. Welcome to our PHE class. Now we are in chapter 5, that is children and women in sports. For continuing this chapter, today we will discuss about sports participation of women in India. Understand? The sports participation of India nowadays. Suppose we are discussing about women in ancient time, ancient Olympics, women were not allowed even to watch the sports competition, not allowed to join in sports or not allowed to watch the sports competitions. And even in the first Olympic Games, which was held in 1896 at Athens, the participation of our country was zero. Understand? No women were participated in that competition. Then after, from second Olympics, gradually the number of participants will be developed, number of participants of women, that was developed gradually. Understand? And before last 2 decades, means 20 years, the number of participants were maximum of women. Understand? Before that, the number of participation were very few, but just before 20 years, just within 20 years, the number of participants will be were more due to the initiative taken by our government. Government will nowadays give more emphasis to the women for their sports, to develop their sports quality. That's why the number of participation is more. Understand? Or increased day by day. So, what are the reasons for less participation of women in sports? The less participation, just we will see the reasons of less participation. First of all, you see the number of points that is display on the screen. Reason of less participation, first one is lack of legislation, second one is lack of education and awareness, third one is traditional outlook and views, fourth one is male dominated culture of sports, fifth one lack of female sports person as a role model, and next one shortage of female coaches, then concern of personal safety, lack of interest of spectators and less media coverage, then lack of access sports facilities, and last, that is time constraints. Understand? So one by one we will discuss it now. Lack of legislation, that means in other countries many provision have been made to ensure or equal opportunity and facilities to men and women. Okay. So in outside of our country or other countries, more benefits also given to women and equal opportunity given to both men and women for their development in sports. But in India, there is no strong legislation, okay, in place to promote equality in sports among men and women. And the participation women, that is why the participation of women is less. In fact, when you compare the sports facilities and funds allotted to women educational institutes are less than the resources provided to men. Okay, in India, the provisions, the opportunities, the benefits, each and everything given more to men than women. That's why the number of participation is less. Okay, then next one, lack of education and awareness. Education and awareness means it is one of the major factor that influence the participation in sports of women. Actually, the education of boys receives more importance than that of a girls. So, due to that reason, due to lack of education, the girls have less awareness and about their health, and they do not realize the benefit of the sports for their health and wellness. Understand? So, due to lack of awareness, nowadays that situation is not there, but earlier it was there. Due to lack of awareness, they are less educated, and due to that reason, okay, they did not know the importance of the sports and how it is helpful for their health and wellness. That is one more factor. It was earlier, but nowadays there is equal importance given to both. Then next one is traditional outlook and views. Traditional outlook and views means they have their own concept, they are weaker and they are physically weak than the boys. Understand? So, this is why, that is why they have less interest in sports, because their concept, their thought is that they are less, they have less strength, or they are weaker than the male. Understand? So, the women's thought are they are weaker than the men, that's why their participation is less than the men. Then next one is male dominated culture of sports. Male dominated culture means in ancient Olympic culture of sports that was pre-received to the male dominated. So, women hesitate to take part in sports activities. They also hold the opinion that sports are meant only for men and not for women. So, they should not participate in them. Even some of the professional sports women also, they end of their career due to male dominated culture. Male dominated means the importance given earlier, the importance were given to male persons, the benefit were given to male persons. So, they dominate they are dominated the sports that is dominated by the males. Understand? That's why the female, they hesitate the sports and they hesitate to take part in sports activities. Due to that reason, some of the professional sports persons, they end of their career due to this reason. And today's women are breaking conventions and their participation will be raised due to interest taken by our government, by our society, by the parents. Okay, so everybody is, the parents, they will allow to take part in sports. The government will take the initiative for the improvement of sports of women. Okay, the society also, they are interested to boost up the women, how to they develop their sports. Due to that reason, the improvement, the participation will be improved. Okay, but earlier there were less participation to that region. Then next one is lack of female sports person as a role model. In India, only few women were sports persons like PV Sindhu, Sania Mirza, Saina Nehwal, PT Usha, Karnem Malleswari, Mary Kom, and any others. Very few role models are there. So, in outside of our country, foreign countries, earlier the participation of women were more. Due to that reason, their role models are more. But in India, very few role models are there, and the women are less motivated. Understand, there are still few role models to motivate the women and to choose their career in sports. Understand, these sports personality do not get enough media coverage. Nowadays it is possible, but earlier the media were not covered to them in their news channels or in their different channels, because maximum encouragement were given to male persons. So, due to that reason, due to the less coverage by the media, they do not showcase their names, achievements and careers. Okay, if the media will display it again and again, their achievements, their careers, their names. Okay, so other women, they are take interest, or they will take interest about that, and the participation will be more. But due to the less number of role models and very few interest by the, or very least interest by the media coverage, their participation will be less. Then shortage of female coaches. Nowadays the number of coaches, female coaches, are less in India. Due to that reason, their participation of women is less in sports. Okay, women are mostly shy in nature and reserved in the presence of men. Due to that reason, they always wants a ladies coach. Due to the shortage of ladies coach, their participation were less in the earlier time. Nowadays gradually it is developed, but earlier the number of female coaches were less. Due to that reason, the participation also of the women were less. Then lack of interest of spectators and less media coverage. The important point, the support of the spectators and media also influences sports participation. The games dominated by men get more spectators and more media coverage than those which women participate. So, no motivation to female players is there. That is why women's sports are not popular on television or in newspaper. Due to the less interest of newspaper media coverage, they do not publish anything regarding the women's sports, and the spectators also have less interest in women's sports. Due to that reason, the participation were very few earlier. Understand? Then lack of access to sports facilities. Sports facilities means sports authority, whether in school, college or sports training center, fail to provide easy access or sports facility to women. In school also, in colleges, in university, in sports centers, they do not provide sports facility to the women. That is another case. Due to that reason, the number of participation will be less. Understand? And last one is time constraints. Time constraint means always it is the concept of women. They have less time because they are engaged in home to do any type of work, so their leisure time is very few, or they have very few leisure time. That's why they are not fulfilled in the field of sports due to the less leisure time. That is why their interest will be discouraged and they are not participating in any game nicely. Understand? So the participation were less due to less time. They also have less leisure time than men because they have to look after the works at home. Okay, therefore there is less participation of women in sports. And other things are there of less participation. One thing is that is osteoporosis. Osteoporosis means what? It is a skeletal disorder. It is decrease in bone mineral density. Osteoporosis or weakening of bone occurs due to low estrogen level and poor nutrition, especially low calcium. This condition may be harmful to athlete as it may lead stress, fracture and bone injuries. That means the main cause is decrease the bone mineral density. If the bone mineral density that is decreases, so the bone will be weak. If the bone will be weak, any type of physical work that is very dangerous, whether some protection or some accident is there, very many few accident, their bone will be fractured. Understand? So due to that reason their participation will be less because the bone mineral density is decreases among generally in women. So due to that reason their bone also have less strength and weak. Due to that reason, due to weakness of their bone, their participation also less because their main motto whenever some obstacles is there, maybe it is the chances of fracture of their bone. Due to that reason their participation are less. Understand? Then the causes calcium deficiency and amenorrhea. Calcium deficiency, that is the main thing to boost up or give strength to their bones. Then other is Eating disorder. What is eating disorder? Eating disorder means it is one type of disorder. It is a psychological disorder in which person eating behavior is abnormal. Abnormal means there are two things. One is anorexia nervosa and second one is bulimia nervosa. Anorexia nervosa means it is one type of disorder where the female athlete think only about food, means dieting and body weight all the times. Okay, always they are interested for dieting and body weight all the times. So they think they have a destroyed body structure. Other people usually see them and they are becoming lean, but they do not believe this. So this is the reason, due to this reason they are not taking any food and they are just in a dieting position. Due to that reason, okay, the participation will be less because they have lost gradually the strength or their bone muscular coordination, that should be weakening day by day, because due to their dieting they are weaker gradually. So that is anorexia nervosa. One more thing, eating disorder. Two types of eating disorders are there. Anorexia nervosa means they are doing dieting and bulimia nervosa means they are taking heavy diet. Both are opposite. Anorexia nervosa means they are in dieting position and bulimia nervosa means they are taking heavy diet, and after taking the food, just after taking the food, they want to do the vomiting, understand, and just in order to gain weight, athlete eat excess amount of food and the vomits or vomiting it in order to not to gain weight. Okay, so individual are on taking food and feels a loss of control to prevent weight gain or tries to vomit the food. Due to that reason, taking heavy diets, they want to do the vomiting and just lose the weight. So both are opposite. Anorexia nervosa, that is taking dieting, okay, and always be lean and thin, and bulimia nervosa means taking heavy diet, after taking the diet just to do the vomiting and come to the body weight normal. Both are opposite to each other and both are eating disorder. Due to that reason their participation also less in sports. Understand? So this is the today's topic, women's participation in sports in India. Understand? In other countries or foreign countries, their participation from the earlier, from the beginning, were normal, okay, but earlier in India their participation were very less or few, or in the early stage their participation were zero, but nowadays or since last 20 years their participation were increases day by day, and in the last Olympics held at Rio, Japan, the participation of women were 45% in India. Okay, so this is all about sports participation of women in India. Okay, students. So now we are conclude our chapter 5. Then next class we will start the sixth lesson or chapter 6, that is test and measurement in sports. Okay students, thank you and have a nice day.